Welcome to the first of a new series on my channel. No, we're not going to be playing games, we're going to review them. At the end of the month, I'm planning to make a video to give a mini review of every game I played that month. For October, we played Five Nights at Yoshi's, Jolly, and Five Nights at Candy's 2. So, let's get started. Oh yeah, also this thing exists, I don't know what it means. So I guess we should start with the first game I played, which is Five Nights at Yoshi's. This game is pretty good, but the gameplay seems pretty similar to FNAF 1. The office layout is exactly the same. However, instead of all of the characters just being straight up copies of the FNAF 1 cast, they all have something added to them. Like Daniel. He goes to the left door, but you can only use the light on him once, because then he goes behind the door. Onion spawns a clone, which almost never shows up if I'm honest, that doesn't do anything and is just there to distract you. Then there's Scrappy, which is a completely new character with an original mechanic. Then there's Yoshi. Instead of just being Freddy, but more like the others were, he has a completely original mechanic, and it sucks. His mechanic is that he will show up at the front window and randomly runs to either door. But he has this stupid flashing light thing which makes it difficult to see which side he's running to. And once he runs to the door, you need to be really fast to close the door in time. It's better to just shut both doors and wait for him to leave. But that uses up a lot of power because for some fucking reason he adds another bar to the usage meter. And he takes his sweet time leaving, so by the time he finally does leave, I only have 20% power left and 2 hours left to go, which doesn't help when all the other guys never leave either. Other than that, this game's pretty good. The balancing kinda disappears on night 5 and 6, but other than that, it's pretty good. Graphics are good, animations are good, the only thing that was kinda screwed up were the jump scares. They're so bad. Other than that, 6.5 out of 10. The only reason I played this game at all was because I heard it was pretty bad. Recently, I've been trying things out for myself to get my own opinions and not just taking other people's word for it, so I decided to play this game to see if it was actually as bad as people say it is. And it was pretty good in my opinion. Sure, it was easy, but just because something's easy doesn't necessarily make it bad. I mean, look at Sonic Frontiers. Anyway, you have this camera flash. If an animatronic shows up in front of you, you need to pull up the camera and turn on one of the phones. The animatronic will then go to the camera with the phone on and leave you alone. The only animatronics that don't follow this formula are Chester and Penguin. Chester will randomly show up in one of the cameras and try to climb in the vents. Stop him, turn on the phone that corresponds to the room he's in, and he'll leave. Penguin is just Phantom Balloon Boy. You look at him for too long, he shuts off your camera system for a few seconds. The gameplay loop is pretty basic, but it's so fun. You're constantly worrying about where the animatronics are and if you should be checking your office. It's great. I will admit though, it's really, really easy. I didn't even die once until night 5. But all that I needed was to focus and I beat it pretty easily. Night 5 and night 6 are the only nights with actual difficulty, but even then, it's not that hard. So yeah, this game is easy but fun. 7 out of 10. Oh my god, I freaking hate this game. Excuse me, I must have had something in the throat. Anyway, the reason that I hate this game so much is because of the power. I have issues with power in a lot of FNAF fan games, in fact. The concept of power on its own isn't bad, it prevents you from just shutting the animatronics out permanently. But in this game, you have a power generator thingy, which has a 150 extra power in it. This may seem broken, but to compensate, your power goes down like 3 times faster. Which, assuming I'm correct, basically means you start the night with 25% power and 37.5 extra power. That only adds up to be 62.5% power compared to other FNAF fan games. You know, I'd be saying, oh, you just need to conserve power better. Yeah, but the only real way to conserve power is to not use the cameras. And by that point, the gameplay loop just evolves into checking the light over and over again, and if you see an animatronic, close the door. But then there's this puppet knockoff guy that I don't remember the name of. He's the only thing that changes the gameplay from what I just described. The way he works is that occasionally one of his wires will break. You have to fix the wire to prevent him from getting out. In concept, this is pretty good, but in execution, not so much. Every time a wire breaks, he sets off a really loud and obnoxious alarm. And when you go to fix it, it always takes a really long time, which gives the other animatronics a chance to kill you. And it happens so often. You fix the wire, wait like 2 seconds, and bam, it'll be going off again. And then one last thing to top all of it off is that there are 2 mechanics that don't even do anything. They just waste your time. Sealing off the vents is pointless because they're just going to show up at your window. Toggling the elevator is pointless because they're just going to show up at your window. All it does is waste time. But according to what I've heard, the developer, Ivan G, was apparently 13 when he made this. Which, for a 13-year-old, this is pretty cool, but judging this game as its own thing, it's pretty bad. 3 out of 10. So, yeah, I'd say this month was pretty good. I had fun playing some of these games, and I hope you had fun watching them. I'm not including UCN or Taiken Sons because I haven't beaten those yet. I haven't beaten Jolly either, but I really do not want to play that game again. Either way, that'll be all from me. This is Super Samo 6, signing off.